My story. My name is Paul. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I will be making more videos as time permits. This first video is meant to let you get to know me, to tell my story, and to give an understanding of the purpose and framework of this channel. First of all, you might have noticed I move a bit differently than others. This is because I was born with a condition known as Cerebral Palsy, CP. I put a link to some information about CP in the sidebar. Click there if you want to learn more. In this video series, My Story, I am going to tell my story of how I went from a Roman Catholic to being an Advent Christian, to the Assemblies of God, then Word of Faith, exploring the New Age, and then finally to rationalism, atheism. When I was approximately 14 years old, I was involved with the CP sports program. This is not the same as Special Olympics. This is competitive. And this is not a put down to special. They just survey the population. They do great work. It's just not the program I was involved with. While at a sports meet, I met up with a volunteer who told me that if I went to church, prayed, and read my Bible enough, I could be healed of the cerebral palsy. Well, as you might imagine, when you are a teen and dealing with any kind of difference, that sounded quite appealing. So I took him up on it. He gave me a Bible, I read it daily, went to church, Catholic at the time, and prayed as often as possible, and nothing happened. So I started to wonder why. I found a local Christian radio station in Rhode Island, 1590 WARV AM. They had some teachers on there that said if you spend more time in the Word, that you need to spend more time in the Word. So I needed more Bible reading. They would quote the book of Psalms, chapter 107, verse 22. He sent his word and healed them, and delivered them from their destructions. Therefore, the more time one reads the word, the more likely they were to be healed. So I did the most logical thing I could. I listened to ARV every free moment I had. The more I listened, the more word I heard, the more chance I had to get rid of the CP. This makes sense to a 15-year-old. At this time I was Catholic. Well, I still was not healed. One day they had a program that talked about the fallacies of the Catholic Church. By the end of the program I was convinced I was in a satanic cult. I informed my parents that I was leaving the Catholic Church. The next day, Sunday, I walked to the local Protestant church, the Advent Christians, not to be confused with Seventh-day Adventists. Again, in the mind of a teen, this was perfectly logical. How can I be healed if I'm in an evil cult? So that now that I was in part of a Bible-based church, my healing was right around the corner. Nope. Still had the CP, so I kept listening to radio preachers and watching PTL, the Christian network of that day. They kept talking about the baptism in the Holy Spirit with the evidence of speaking in tongues. This is something average Christians did not believe in. So about 3 years later, I leave the average Christians and join the Assemblies of God. In my mind, now I had the word and power. Healing would come soon. Nope. Well, there must be a reason, right? I found out there was. I found out when they doubt and unbelief. They did not see healing as part of the atonement. At this time, I was following one particular media evangelist, Kenneth Copeland. He taught that healing was part of the atonement, and when Jesus died, he not only paid the price for sin, he also took all the sickness in the world on him. This being the case, if he bore it for you, you don't have to bear it. It was an exchange system. You gave him your sickness, he gave you his health. In fact, Copeland will go on to say that if you kept your illness, it was a slap in the face to Jesus, since he suffered greatly to purchase your health. All I needed to do is give Jesus my CP, and he would give me his health. If you were sick or disabled, it was due to a lack of faith, and a lack of faith is sin. So, it is a sin to be sick. And for those of you to teach that God does not heal everyone, according to Copeland, I was in a church that taught God did not heal everyone, evil people. So I found a Word of Faith church. They believed what Copeland did. So now I was in the right place. Finally, healing would come. There was a woman there who was a pastor. She convinced me that I had a call to the ministry. In the Word of Faith movement, churches ordained their own pastor. You would study under the pastor, and when they said you were ready, they would ordain you. No school, no national organization, no oversight whatsoever. Scary, huh? So I started to take part in the ordination process. A year later, I was the children's pastor. I was not ordained yet. This was part of my